Hi students, so last time what we studied the concept of limit we have done. So today moving forward, next thing now what we are studying, algebra of limits. Okay, what different kind of operation you can perform while evaluating the limits that we have to learn. So that some set of rules and regulations are there that we have to follow. So number one is what? You know the symbol of limit, how to write. If I'm writing limit x tends to a bracket, two functions are there, f of x plus or minus g of x. So when this kind of thing is coming, two functions addition or subtraction, you can give individual limit to both the function. Means you can write this equal to what? Limit x tends to a f of x plus or minus limit x tends to a g of x. Okay, this is allowed. This operation you can perform. Second thing is what? If I have something like this, limit x tends to a k into f of x, where k is any constant, any scalar, and f of x is a function of x. Okay, so when function is multiplied by k, you can simply take that k outside and you can solve this limit. Limit x tends to a f of x. This is also allowed. Okay, we will see the more examples of these. At that time picture will be more clear, but just I am giving the brief overview what kind of operations you can do while evaluating the limits. Number three, you have to be careful. If I have something like this, limit x tends to a f of x into g of x, a multiplication. See, it was given plus and minus, so simply you can give individual limit. Yeah, but here see, one thing you should take care, once you splitting this limit into separate limits, till end you cannot give a common limit again. Okay, what you will do, you will evaluate these limits separately, you will get one number, then you will evaluate these limits separately, you will get another number, and at last you will add those number only. Okay, it's not like this that here you're giving individual separate limit and after some step again you're giving the one common limit. That kind of thing you cannot do. Okay, once separated it cannot be joined again. Okay, till end you have to evaluate separately only. Two individual answer you will get, that only you will get. Okay, this again I will give the reminder while solving the questions. Rule number three is what? Limit x tends to fx gx is equal to what I can write, limit x tends to a f of x product limit x tends to a g of x. These you can do. Okay, but when you can do after giving the separate limit, okay, these answers should be non-zero. Okay, that means what? See, I will write one example. If I have something like this, limit x tends to 0 sin x into f of x. Okay, I want to write this as limit x tends to 0 sin x product limit x tends to 0 f of x. So these I cannot do here. Why? Because after giving separate limit, if you applying here x tends to 0, then you know sin x is approaching towards 0, and sin 0 is 0. So you should get a non-zero limit. If 0 limit is coming, this splitting you can't do. So this is not equal. Then what to do? Then you have to solve these as a together only. Splitting you can do if after splitting, if it is coming non-zero quantity, that one condition should be satisfied. And second thing is what? When you giving the separate limit, okay, it should be in multiplication format. That means what? See, for example, number 2, one more example if I am writing here. If I have something like this, limit x tends to 0 x square plus 5 into f of x divided by, for example, g of x. There you can see, if I am thinking of applying limit here x square plus 5, you can see after applying limit this will come a non-zero. Yes, that is only not sufficient. After applying non-zero, plus x square plus 5 should be in the multiplication with respect to the remaining expression. You can see x square plus 5. If you see, the remaining expression is in the multiplication format, ne? X square plus 5 into f of x by g of x. Then this separation you can allow. So here 0 if you put, so what I will write here 5, then separate limit you will solve. Limit x tends to 0, what I will write here, f of x divided by g of x. Okay, same kind of thing is coming in the division also. If I have something like this, limit x tends to a, f of x divided by g of x, so here also you can give a separate limit. What I can write, limit x tends to a, f of x, over what I will write, limit x tends to a, g of x. Like this you can do. Okay, so here just one thing you should keep in mind. Rule number 1, what I was telling, when you applying this plus or minus separate limit, okay, so once you separated, again you cannot combine. That one thing you should know. Okay, and values only will be added, again you cannot combine. Okay, and rule number 3 especially to keep in mind, individual limit you can give if after applying you getting a non-zero quantity. Okay, and these all rules are valid if RHS is in the determinant form. Okay, two kind of form are there, determinant and indeterminate form. Indeterminate form means what, whose value cannot be determined. Okay, more about indeterminate form you will study in the entrance portion of these limits. For that also separate video I will upload soon. Okay, and apart from these 4 rules, many extra rules are also coming. Okay, how to evaluate a limit of composition of two functions. So for that also there are some set of rules and regulation that we will study in the entrance portion. Okay, I hope this is clear. So as for now, these 4 fundamental rules you to keep in mind. Next thing is what coming after that, how to evaluate the limits. Okay, so several types of limits you have to understand. So next title you can give, evaluation of limits. Evaluation of limits. So to evaluate a limit, first method what we are going to study, very simple, that is called direct substitution method. First method what you are going to study, direct substitution method. Second method what we will study, factorization method. Second method what we will study, factorization method. Third one what you will study, rationalizing method. Third method what we are going to study, rationalization method, means in that you have to rationalize numerator or denominator or both. Fourth is very important, some standard limits, evaluation by what, some standard limits. Okay, so out of these 4 methods, direct substitution when you can use, when your function is in consistent state after applying limit. Okay, now see in entire chapter, one thing remember, you finding limiting value, not functional value. Okay, sometimes you will feel in some question you finding the functional value, but actually the concept is what, to finding the limiting value. Okay, that means see, first we'll start with a direct substitution method. Okay, more example we will study, but just see one small overview. So direct substitution method, what we will do, so let me write one example. If I am writing limit x tends to 2, x square plus 4 divided by x plus 2. So here very clearly you can understand this function is what, x square plus 4 upon x plus 2. X is approaching to 2, not equal to 2. However, it can be 2, depends on the function. But now you have to understand x is approaching to 2. Whether it is equal to 2 or not, that is not our concern as for now. Okay, but you can understand, if I want to find here the limit of this function, that you can see if 2, if I am keeping denominator is coming non-zero, that means your direct substitution method will work. Okay, the 2 you put here, the 2 square will be what, 4. This is plus 4 as it is here also 2 plus 2. The answer what I will get here, 8 over 4, answer will be 2. Now you will tell, sir, what great thing we doing here. This is like f of x, and you just putting x equal to 2 means you finding f of 2. I am not finding f of 2. I am finding the limit of this. That means what I can understand from this, that if x is approaching towards 2, this function is approaching towards 2. However, f of 2 can also be 2. If f of 2 equal to 2, then that function is called a continuous function. Okay, continuous function also we'll study. So when the limiting value and functional value both are equal, such kind of function is called what? A continuous function. But here how you will interpret, here you will interpret that if x is approaching towards 2, a function is approaching towards 2 only. Okay, so direct substitution method will work when after applying the limit denominator is coming what? Non-zero. Okay, now see one more example of factorization method. One more example you can see for factorization method. Okay, now factorization method, if I'm writing one example, see now limit x tends to 2, limit x tends to 2, what I'm writing, x square minus 4, x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Now here very clearly we can understand, if you apply here 2, the denominator is coming 0. Numerator is also coming 0, but that is not our concern. Numerator can be 0, denominator cannot be 0, because division by 0 is error in mathematics. Okay, the 2 minus 2 will become a 0. In that case, what you will do, you will try to simplify the argument of limit. Argument of limit means a function whose limit you finding. So what I can do here, a minus b, a plus b I can do. So x minus 2, x plus 2, denominator what is it is, what is a denominator, we have x minus 2. So x minus 2 will get cancelled. So what answer I will get here, limit x tends to 2, x plus 2. Now just apply the limit here. Now see after factorization, you can see these got cancelled. This part only was creating problem. That only got cancelled. So after that you will do the substitution only. So what you will put here, 2 plus 2, 4. So what I can interpret, if x is approaching to 2, function is approaching towards what? 4. However, in this function f of 2 cannot be 4, because 2 is not there in the domain only. See here x equal to 2, if you keeping, function is only not defined. So for this function, if I'm asking what is domain, so you will tell all real number except 2. So 2 is not there in domain, so how f of 2 can be 4? Okay, so here f of 2 is not 4, but limit x tends to 2, f of x means this function is 4. That means what I can say, if x is approaching to 2, this entire function will approach towards what? 4. I hope this is clear for everyone. In next video we seeing the more examples based on substitution and factorization method, and after that we'll move to the rationalization method. Okay, until now if anyone having any problem, you can ask doubts in the comment section. Next video I will try to resolve that query. Okay.